So they say that you owe about $500,000 in taxes and in child support. Dr. West, what do you say to these critics and these people who are bringing up this issue?
True. But when it comes to the taxes, that's definitely true. I've been broke as the Ten Commandments since 1984. I've had waves of audits, waves of levies, waves of liens, and then the liabilities and the fees build up, so you get in the black hole. And I've always been honest about that.
Now, when it comes to this situation that I probably heard last week about Mr. Dr. Cornell West and his taxes, okay? When I seen this story, I was concerned. I probably read the article like 2-3 times. I had to kind of check some sources and make sure my sources had sources and those sources were correct. I had to run this through some of the folks in the Discord, but like, hey, is this real? We need to talk about this, okay? And the conversation we had is interesting, okay? And this is an opinion that I hold, and I'm pretty sure after we see the interview that Mr. Dr. Cornell West was on with Tim Black TV, okay? I don't care. I know that sounds weird, but I don't care. Okay, when it comes to people in real situations, and like Dr. Cornell West says, when you shine that light, you know, that the forensic people come into a dark room and they start flipping over things, you're gonna find something. Like myself, I have credit card debt. I mean, it's not a lot. I don't have like 2 cars, and it's a couple $100. Okay, I got credit card debt. You know what I'm saying? I lost my job a couple weeks ago, wasn't able to pay child support. Now I'm behind on child support. We all got something that is just dragging us right behind us. Everywhere we go, we all got something. Be honest. I'm not perfect. I don't got everything straight. I don't have everything perfect, but I'm consistently every day trying to be a better person so I could be better for other people. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Being honest can go a long way. And what Dr. Cornell West said in this interview, I loved it because he didn't make no excuse. He didn't deny nothing. He said, you know what? I had X, Y, and Z, but I'm on a payment plan with A, B, and C, and hey, it is what it is. So let's go ahead, watch this interview, and we're going to have that conversation.
Well, Dr. West, in the interest of time, brother, and I know you're really busy. You're out here doing your thing, getting the word out, and we're so excited about it. We're going to talk about a lot of things around the campaign. But the first thing we got to get out the way, man, is this Daily Beast article that made a lot of headway. First, it was just Daily Beast covering it, and then everyone else started picking it up. I saw ABC. I saw a couple of detractors talking about it as well. And I'm sure you're aware of it, and you wanted to get out in front of this and talk about it yourself. So they say that you owe about $500,000 in taxes and in child support. Dr. West, what do you say to these critics and these people who are bringing up this issue?
Well, one is, child support's a lie. I've always put high priority on my kids. In fact, I've treated them in an even lavish way, because I've always believed that they had a priority beyond anything else. And so when it comes to that particular front, that's just not true. It's just a matter of it's not recorded, but it's not true. But when it comes to the taxes, that's definitely true. I've been broke as the Ten Commandments since 1984. I've had waves of audits, waves of levies, waves of liens, and then the liabilities and the fees build up, so you get in the black hole. And I've always been honest about that. Always been honest about that. I am exactly like 63% of hardworking citizens in America who live paycheck to paycheck with dignity and determination and say, hey, I got to do it. Now, my paycheck's bigger than everyday working people. There ain't no doubt about that. My paycheck is bigger, but then my debts are bigger. But I've never really been obsessed with money, man. I come from a tradition that says, seek ye first the kingdom, and all these other things will be added. So I've never denied that I was broke in that way. But I have my grievance with the IRS. I think people ought to pay their fair taxes, especially the 1%. Most of the 1% don't pay their fair taxes. But people ought to pay their fair taxes, including myself. But it's clear to me that you got folk who will find anything or manufacture anything in order to attack your character when you're trying to tell the truth and bear witness, especially on the chocolate side of town. They're going to find anything, no doubt. So that fine, let folk, pursue the truth in a fair way, but at the same time, let them know that I'm honest enough to acknowledge the degree to which, yes, I've been behind on taxes. Man, I've had a knock on my door on Christmas Eve in the 80s, 2 years in a row, with the IRS giving me a subpoena. Christmas Eve in the cold. You know what I mean? I said, okay, that's what it is. I'm not naive. That's how things roll. Definitely. But at the same time, I actually was behind. And the liabilities and the fees build up, and you make an agreement and you continually pay and make sure you pay. And I think large numbers of people understand what I'm talking about. And that's always been the case. That's always been the case. I've never been into money making. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. But I wanted to be on your show, though, brother. This is very important because you've been so courageous, man. You've been so inspiring, and you've been so consistent with your integrity and your truth telling that I wanted this to be the first show that I could talk. And it's true. I love Sister Sabby. I love Brother Nick and CJ. I love the Black Power Media, and I love Brother Jordan. And I love Brother Kit. I mean, there's a whole group of you all who be truth tellers in a significant way. I may have left some of them out, but those are the ones that I think about. Okay. But I must say, man, it's something about Tim Black, though, man. It's something about Brother Tim Black. I don't know if it's Maryland. I know the great Maulana Karenga come out of Maryland. I know Frederick Douglass come out.
All right. All right. Let's talk about this. All right. When it comes to a situation like this, I really try to stay away from what about isms. What about this? What about that? What about blah, 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 blah? It almost leads to like an excuse to, put a pass on whatever behavior you're trying to what about. You know what I'm saying? But damn it, I gotta say it. What about Mr. Donald Trump? Okay, it took X amount of years, it took X amount of lawyers, it took X amount of judges, it took X amount of investigations, it took X amount of this, X amount of that, and I still don't even know how much he made or how much taxes he didn't pay. He did pay for this year, that year, and he's consistently lying that he's a millionaire. I'm not sure if he's a millionaire, or if he's a billionaire, or if he used to, did he lose money? I don't know. When it comes to individuals like that and they become presidents, and now all of a sudden you want to complain about this man's debt that he's already spoken to the IRS. He's not hiding his information. He's telling you about it. What's the problem? Now, I could understand if we held the standard high for the individual running for president, then we if we want them to be debt free, sure, we can do that. But no, we done already let the cats out the bag. The cats, not the cats. The cats out the bag. Okay? The standard is so low down here. The guy raw dogged a porn star. And you want to talk about Mr. West's taxes? Mr. Donald Trump had how many wives? 3, 4, and probably cheated or is cheating with the current. What? No. If you want to talk about integrity and holding a personal standard and X, Y, and Z before you run for office, and you support anyone else who has a worse record, history, receipts than just Dr. West's $500,000 of back taxes, that just lets me know you have your priorities mixed up. If you are one of those individuals who have everything pimped tight, you don't have anything wrong, you don't have no credit card problems, you don't have no no debts, nothing that you, and you're perfect in that sense, then I advise you run for president. Okay. I think that you are one of the very few Americans who don't have nothing. Go for it. But let me know in the comments. It's hard to be honest with people. It is hard to expose yourself, because when you run for president or any office in a position of power, especially having a little melatonin in your skin, or they're gonna find something. That's why it is best to live your truths, to be honest with people. So when it comes out, it's like, oh yeah. We knew about that. We knew Superior had those issues. But guess what? He's still a hell of a guy. And I think if anyone can run this country better than what is ran now, it will be Dr. West. Hey, I wish one of these billionaires, these millionaires who are making money and they support a Cornell West, I wish they would help him out. I mean, if God would bless me with that kind of situation, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would do it in a heartbeat. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But if you think Dr. Cornel West is running some scam and he's just trying to, run a political campaign and just to pay off his debts, I mean, he could have ran for president a long time ago. I mean, he's been a well-known individual. But if he is, then he got me. Then so be it. Then I guess I was one of those individuals that he swindled and dwindled and dondled, whatever the saying is. But I'm just going to take a leap of faith. I am going to put my vote where my mouth is, because at the end of the day, I want to put my vote in for someone who would have my best interest at the end of the day. I know Republicans don't give a damn about folks like me. And I know Democrats is only using me to increase their pockets, and they can try to pretend like they're for me. But guess what? With history and just the receipts, I know that is a lie. So this is where we at. This is where the rubber meets the road. And I will be voting, if possible, for Mr. Dr. Cornel West. And I don't give two damns about who he owes. That's simple.